Alright, in this video I'll give you my thoughts with regards to the incident that took place in India. It was a pretty tragic event, and I got to see the actual video footage shared in my WhatsApp groups. This is that in India you had that small boy, who got mauled to death by dogs. So what do I think about it, and what do I feel is the solution? Okay, so feel free to comment down below. See, first and foremost, irrespective whatever is my opinion, my heart goes out to that mother, the father, the family. Okay, because I have a daughter myself, I have a baby, and even if my baby gets a mosquito bite, even a small wound, I mean it really affects you. Like when my baby is sick, my wife doesn't sleep at all. If the baby cries, we feel sad as parents. So, right up front, I really feel bad for the mother and father and that poor child who died. There is no child in this world who I believe should suffer or die or anything bad should happen. Okay. Now, having said that, comes the next part. When I first saw the video, obviously I was disturbed. But then the first question that came to my mind is, where is the father? Where is the mother? Where are the adults? I mean, why is there no mother, no father, no adult looking after this child? Why is this child going out alone? That was my immediate thought. I mean, how can you leave a child unsupervised? And then, you leave a child unsupervised, who's to blame? So that was my first thought. And even now, the thought in my head is, where was the father? Where was the mother? Where were the elders? There should be someone who constantly supervises a child. See, I'll give you a small example with regards to my baby. Either I am keeping an eye on the baby, or my wife is keeping an eye on the baby. And I'm very strict about it, that my wife should not leave the baby unsupervised. On top of that, I have more than 16 cameras in the house. I literally, even if I'm not in front of the baby, I'm constantly looking to make sure the baby is okay. These children, they can run anywhere. And my baby girl is hyper. She has ADHD like me. She has boundless energy. Before you know it, she's climbed up a cupboard or she's climbed up a chair or something. And, there are so many dangers. There are snakes here. There are dogs here. You can see the cars moving like crazy. Sometimes you get to see even people racing on motorbikes, So you have to be careful, man. Where a small child is concerned, you can't take your eyes off. Even when I take my baby for shopping, let's say I have that, it's like a protective vest, like a strap on from her chest. It comes like I can hold it or wrap it around my waist. Many people laugh at me. They say, oh, are you taking a dog or something? They might find it funny. For me, I don't find it funny at all. Because if my baby moves even a distance from me, arm's length, I'm grabbing it. She cannot go an arm's length away from me. And just imagine if in case there was no protection and the baby just runs. Let's say I parked the scooter and the baby just got down or just ran or just fell down. So you can't take the responsibility of a child lightly. In fact, even when now my baby is in school, I have told my wife, make sure if you have to give the teacher a little extra money, but make sure that she pays attention. You cannot take a child for granted. It's a 24/7 job. So that was my first reaction or thought process. It's not that I'm, telling the father, mother, oh, you deserve it. That is not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying that shouldn't this be your responsibility? Okay, and if you're going to work, shouldn't you entrust someone responsible? Nobody will take care of your child. Why should anyone else take your child's safety or your child's life seriously? Why will they care? Even for me, my child, my responsibility. That is the first one. Now, second is coming to dogs or animals. See, animals are animals. I know that there are dog lovers. I know that there are animal lovers who they literally give more importance to an animal than a human being. Here on this island of Samui, we have people who literally give up their careers. They give up and they dedicate their lives to looking after dogs and cats. Seriously, dedicate their lives for dogs and cats. And if they do a fundraiser, they do charity drive, it's only for dogs and cats. They'll not do it for a human being, which I'm not criticizing them. At least they're doing something good. So there are people who literally love animals so much that they even give them human terms like, oh, this dog met his mummy, or this cat loves his daddy. Like, they call a human being the father or mother of an animal. Or this pig loves its papa, mama. For me, an animal is an animal. Okay? And the reason why an animal is an animal is because tomorrow anything can happen. That is why I get so disturbed when I see some people having an anaconda in the house with a small baby. Or what are you doing? Okay, for the camera it looks very cool. You have a massive anaconda which is like weighing 300 kilos with a small baby. Yeah, what if tomorrow the anaconda gets hungry? It's not a pet, a snake, a wild snake. In fact, Google search, just search this one, that chimpanzee that ripped off a woman's face. It's very graphic, by the way. This chimpanzee bit the woman's face off. There is no eyes, there's no nose, there's no mouth, only the tongue and the jaw. It's very graphic. Now, obviously, you say, oh, those are wild animals. Okay. These dogs were what? Domesticated, right? They were not tigers. These dogs are... Then you say, nobody trained them. Yeah, that is a problem. These dogs, which are in India or any part of the world, nobody is training them. They are just multiplying because nobody is sterilizing them. So now obviously say the government is to blame. Yeah, we can blame the government, the locality, we can blame the dogs. But an animal is an animal. And sometimes an animal, like, you think the dogs had a conscience to know this is a small child? No. It will behave the way. That's why even my dogs, I don't take it for granted. Right from a small young age when they are puppies, I'm very strict with the dog, and the dog has to know not even to growl when it looks at me. No disobedience. You have to listen. If I have to use sometimes a rubbery cane, not a cane that will break their leg or something. I've had dogs for many years. And sometimes what I do is, my dogs, I make sure that I have food in my hand. I show it to them right from a childhood, right from a small age. Even if they're hungry, even if their mouth is watering, they shouldn't bite my hand or take the food without me saying yes. And then once they know that, oh, he's the master, he's the boss. If I take the food without permission, he will slap or hit me. Then they remain obedient, that fear remains. And then once they're used to me, I do it, take my wife, I stand there. So then they know, oh, this is the second boss. I don't act funny with them. And then I bring my baby. Because remember, sometimes the baby is eating a chocolate or the baby is eating a piece of chicken. She will not know. And if the dog thinks this is food or this child is trying to eat my food, and just imagine the dog will bite the baby's face or kill the baby just because it thinks that this is my food and this creature or this animal is eating my food. It can just bite the neck and cut off an artery, right? So, and we have seen this. We have seen dogs in US that maul other people to death, kill children. Over here, I don't blame just the animal. It is that human being. And this human being must be jailed. I'll tell you this. These people who are given responsibility of pets and they don't train these animals, they should seriously be jailed. Not this the dog. The dog, obviously, they euthanize the dog. It's a danger. You have to euthanize it. I don't believe in keeping a dog that killed a human being or a child or is a poor thing. No, it's a danger to society. You can keep it in your house with your family and take a risk. Don't keep it out in society. When I see an owner and the dog misbehaving, that owner should really be jailed and the owner should really be brought to task, because you have to discipline your dog. Sometimes here in Thailand, we have these ladies who get these chihuahuas. They keep it as a toy dog. And then when I'm standing there, this dog is like growling very violently. It's very angry. It wants to bite me and all that. So I look at the owner and look at this dog. This dog, bloody, you can just catch it and squeeze its neck and finish. But it's the owner who's to blame. And just imagine if this chihuahua was just left and it goes and bites a baby on the face, on the eyes. Who's to blame? It's the owner. See, overall what happened in India was, it's the same story that happens in so many other countries. It is so tragic, it is so sad, and it's terrible. I wish there was a better way to say this. It's very tragic. I feel very upset when I read news like this, especially when it happens to a child. Yes, it should not happen even to an adult. But end of the day, remember, if the animal has a master, the master is to blame. Master should be put in jail. And if it's not, and these dogs should be euthanized, especially if they kill. And these other dogs who are there, either you keep them in check, keep them in cages, or euthanize them. Others, they'll end up creating havoc. Are you ready to take a risk and have the next child who can possibly die? Come on, man. I'm not saying dogs and cats are evil animals. But remember, they are animals. And there's no greater proof than this, than what actually happened. Anyway, you let me know your thoughts. You agree, disagree. Feel free to comment down below. And like I said, it's tragic what happened. Seriously tragic what happened. I just don't have any words. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is me signing off. You guys take care. Ciao.